Abusia yemfa nchia kese ma obi bia breaking news beka yensa no chire mu se die ene Black Wednesday ewo Ghana ha esanse me ne o kase plane crash bi akoso nu asoafo a wo mo esom ewo Ghana hanum sei ne edikan no yankasa yen defense minister Yera Edward Omane Buama abusia na chese aturenchema esim Muntala Mohammed wono ye minister of environment abusia wono nso ne ho akwa edwamu ama sabre die aye arehusem yi ankasa enyasem ketwa ni nyina no kire se plane crash no esiye ewo adanse ane abusia adanse ewemu ho no ma na meche Ghana Armed Forces wo mu plane baako ana chese ekodi ede yen empanimfo yi ekodi ne Yera Ibrahim Muntala efri ho a empanimfo kuku dambi so eka ho the acting deputy no ane din the National Democratic Congress opani so eka ho bie ena afem Yera Samuel Abuaje asrafo miensa mechira sojafo miensa na omo eka mpanimfo yi ho nso ebi mu akoka edwa mu squadron leader Peter wono nso eka ho bi na afen so flying officer Chum Ampadu buchase shipra da wo munyina wo mo ahye dwerebe ama information a eba ne kire mu se de omu nipadua na si ahye afa no very difficult class obetimi identify say asumesi wei na Dr. Omane na asumesi wei na Yera Muntala Mohammed. It's very, very difficult to even identify the bodies. That is omashi ankasa enya sem ketwa na ye tietie mu no mu nhwehwe mu na chese ye kirema bra wo mo ekwadwumedie no wo mo ano mo dwumedie na se dada no na wo mo etete se Yera Omane Buama ebeba bepie mo dwumedie na se Yera Omane Buama ba bepie mo dwumedie na se na in the course of the day no na Ghana Armed Forces for wo mo communications department edebetu dwase wo mo plane bi tu anopa nonkron meche 9 am efi enkran ana nani ekire obo ase na edru baabi no na chese wo mo ehu baabi a plane enenam biem wo mo nim se plane edru he na I said e bia weather na nye favorable because ade ba ko a eba no ewiem akwantuo ne se uti plane mu a baby a plane to fee ye no aya ne ye nkrofo bi a wo nso omo adwuma ne omo asede se wo betena se na wo mo ama omo ani adi plane achi ne hu baby a wiemhyen no ekọ ne baby a eduro na se bi kra na bibi enkoyie ewo mu a wo mo ebe mo ho no aso ate me ne o ka se die aban aba be confirm ensem a ye tete no enye room obiem na chief of staff Julius Debra wakasa wajina mampani John Dramani Mahama anemu akasa yenkotie ne nsema wode etuja
Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Muhammad MP Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, Alhaji Muniru Muhammad Lemonad Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator and former Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Samuel Sapon, Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, and Mr. Samuel Abuaje, a former parliamentary candidate. Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Manin Chum Ampadu, and Sergeant Ernest Ado Mensa. The President and government extends our condolences and sympathies to the families of our comrades and the servicemen who died in service to the country. All flags are to fly at half-mast until further notice. Thank you.
Abusia Yera Julius Debra na chese wo mo friends and trofo nhie mudie de tu dwase hu no ene ensemo aye tete ewo abefu mfidie tintan eso mekire social ne media no so se Yera Omane Buama particularly wono ene key figure manfo boni din power social media no so se wato anana mo nsie do nam wiemu hyen a efisuro ebehwe fom no na chese wo chirema no krepa say empanimfo yi wo mo ho akwa adwama wo matwa nananom ewo nsiade wo ye nipa baako enwotwe a wo nyina efri mu na so mo kọ akopie mu ewo oboase na sem ni siye ewo adanse sikaman na sa rehosem we den esi ya sa break de na chese ye begina fidie we so na ya ma abusuafo a womo ahwere womo de hye ya ma womo nyina ya akọ ne womo enhyeden esanse enim se we eye bre mu oden na yetie nsem a yewra Julius Debra de tu dwane de na chese wo kirema se de flag bia baby a Ghana flag bia si hotel anim si school dan anim baby a Ghana flag bia wo bia no e wo se e fly half enti se first na ofu a wo de twa homa no na fa bra form esanse ade atoyani ya hwere eni fenese empanimfo ekuku dam enya hwekra no active ministers of state poly mienu and ya hwere wo all in one day edin ya papa ya be busuafo shedin na ya ma NDC amanyuko no nso shedin esanse wo ahwere wo ade hye be ye enum kra enti no we enya de asebe eda form na Ghana for bebrete say we there it is hard to believe just like that we obo be say anenye obo ne boss anwum no kwa bo ma me koya wa ma sebe enti ese yera Ibrahim Muntala ene Dr. Edward Omaneboama Minister of Defense ye kwaba plane 2 year less than 5 hours and aside to rentem we say say chema plane 2 and crime man we mu 9 a.m. and apanon kron and a plane 2 year and kwankodru ne destination po omonko enyeso bia omakodwumedie na se ene omo san ba na sa rehosem we yesterday bia bushia ye nrumpo ene se ene aye Black Wednesday ayanti asem de but ye tietie mu ane ye kire se this could have been ye mampani John Dramani Mahama nana obetimi aboye mu kakra about that side of the story.
Yeah, so we'll be going to that in a bit, but then this is a very, very sad news, and personally, I don't know. I've been telling you guys that this year seems to be a year, which is a year very, very sad. And then from the look of things, it's like the and this is very, very sad because these are senior officials who are working with the various agencies. And for Obi to say Dr. Omaneboama no and the picture was screen. So far, all the comments are ever so far he was a gentleman, he was a person, and now it said he really took his work very seriously. He wasn't just any other person. I said, every ubia kind of as a part. I said, very, very, very sad. On this particular instance, we are just saying Sinyakupon and fa omukra NCA. It could have been me, it could have been you, it could have been any other person, and then tomorrow is not guaranteed. That is why I think a few days ago, I may catch you be said if it is possible, as Nipanian say, you see, when death come and it's so shocking. I stayed with Muslims, and we are Christians, perceive and the kind of how we feel about death and how we see death. Unfortunately, that's not how a friend is saying. A Muslim see death. Muslims won't be so all right, but it will be very difficult for you to see, say, as a and they are really prepared for it. But then Charlie, it's just part of one. It's the process. Good. What is about Christians? It shocks us to the bone. So we will just say and definitely this is a very, 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 very sad news. Obi said today is Black Wednesday. You can say that.
Yeah. I think that is what is trending on a lot of people. Almost status near there. Black Wednesday.
Since time, is it beginning of this year? No, things have not been going on. In fact,
I feel I should say they just share the chassis.
Even on the international front, how it started. In fact, Trump season within 1 week, he had a plane crash in across the US. Now, bro, almost 50. Over 200-300 people were dead. I say together with this whole in Tokani Yamaniama. So this young Kasane de enye and I just say that sorry yan dance so people you see that a kid oh
all of a sudden Lumba is gone.
As and I feeling young Quavy, we are just in the middle of it. So we should be expecting more of these things. But some can edit to you, and as Christians, no, we need to psych ourselves for these things. Now they be can read the Bible now. It's very unfortunate now if you go to church, all they preach about is prosperity. In fact, after life, this will be called heaven. Can't no more. But prosperity will be you be talk, be worry. But then out of those 1,000 congregants, and that's 5,000 congregants, no, there's a high probability say maybe 20 or 50 people may not see the end of the year. So how do we psych ourselves for death? What I say. That is why we read the Bible that somewhere Ecclesiastes and Proverbs. King Solomon say, "Oh trim, that baby omu feasting say omu je enije they are merry making. It's a party you say and na ocha baby for otwe mu ofi okọ no hu say baby so omu ye den omu di arewo na je say according to him baby di arewo na wo so okọ one day nipa na bu da ho no ono so be sa. So unfortunately this is a very sad time, and as humans we need to know that our time on earth is definitely limited. Yeah.
Wow. It's very sad. Our time on earth is very limited, but nobody even woke up thinking say and they be sorry amayira Dr. Omane Boama atwa nanano monsie doama sebi Ibrahim Muntala Sukra ebe twaso, but as it stands now it's very sad. This is a very sad one. Now the fact that omuntimi recognize the body na ye nuanu Muslimi for enso ewo mu bie no. Se say no unze Muslims for so de wu ye
na ya in the mass burial, because if you've been following news, okay, I don't know, when this came I wasn't really shocked because who follow international news, you realize that these things basically occur a lot. I think the last 2 years, the Sia Russia now very popular Papibia and maybe a dream Yukovlash or something or match to Russia with the Ukraine Russia Ukraine won't be and each one so he died from plane crash.
Yes, I think so we did that story.
Exactly. You nuclear if you were now Iran, okay, or prime minister or defense minister near almost some kwako a dam like some could be a dam crowd could be a BB cry almost friend is saying crowd
inauguration
they were going to inaugurate a dam at the northern part of Iran. Almost they died in a helicopter. I said so when this helicopter crashed, when it's descending, usually the propellers once the helicopter fan is spinning, there's another fan beneath it and also what down into air spin. Now the fan for now airborne also the thrust a bomb from my air of into that particular parallel in any man costro. So a banisana with an altitude of 12,000 feet now back from if you lose one propeller, you come very fast because of gravity. So Rebecca said you can come at a speed of 200 miles per second. But do you know what it will take to kill you or crash your skull? Simply 60 miles per second. It will drive here 60 miles per second out the boat timber pipe. What about 200 miles per second from the sky? Look at the force of gravity. So usually helicopter crash, the survival rates low. So what I say. So me, when I saw this whole thing this morning, I was of the view. I
remember I said, Omani Boama, he's dead.
Because
before they were
that fits a very difficult. Now there are in cases people survive, but then the case people survive, ABR, the helicopter was trying to gain altitude. But I think ABR banner ABR managing the wings. I know the ABR was some feet like your 4-story building. ABR some 4-story building crowd.
And yes,
small because you imagine. Let me just ask you. Just imagine you jumping from this story building here to the ground.
Oh,
4-story building. So imagine a whole helicopter with a double-size engine of a limousine. And then the metal propellers, a shift from the impact, everything. So all these things, Charlie, it happens. The survival rate is very, 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 very low. Iran, the NC, omu nyina share. To be kona be huni pan sawa ha nipa nine. So omu rings, for Iran, rings, Iran for general, say most share rings. Omu rings, and they identify the corpses. So I say, so. It's so sad. Abani says, so we need to also do an investigation. What really caused this? These are questions, and what really brought about all of this? These are things that was because next update about the question, it even makes it scarier. It even makes it scarier. So what I say, but then you can just ask some few questions because it's here for sure. They would like to get more info on this particular issue.
Yeah. So from what you are saying, it's a mass burial. We know, say, usually in Peninfobi say no. Aya ma omu state burial.
Yeah.
Say emu nashi yehu niye anti emu be niye kofa dia state. Would they still have the state burial?
Yeah, they will still have a state burial. So what they will do is, remember I said, we will have forensic audit and evidence into their DNA prints. And it's an acquire Ghana card and they don't say so because ni pe bia unique DNA fingerprint and I say patterns. Into any be different. It be identification. All the bodies, the sad part is there are some almost out of the 12 or so bodies, at least 4 passengers and 8 crew or something. Out of the 12 or so passengers, for 4 penny, they can ye. So there will be some who will be bent beyond recognition. Taban is saying they will have to, screen the sites, do many or more investigation, and pick all the evidence on Binya. See, it's me, your man, and Sacrani, it's me, DNA, one. Everything they are not to coffin, me, I'm more state barrier. So what I say, so unfortunately, that's the only way. I will see we won't promise you heaven. So it will be body parts. They just say, and I said, I deny you to me, Obia barrier and they be a state barrier. Until Omunina. Boom, mass barrier, a bear boom, and that all the family.
A bushia phone to me, say, oh, yeah, this year, no, a prominent person into a man.
Nipanashi, we can't even find a person inside now. Nipanashi, I say, Nipanashi, what's you? And I remember saying, yes, helicopter no is crash ni see a pet, and they go or moon. It took time. 2 TI witness, they had to walk into the forest. They were searching. All these things it take time. What they mean about it? Fanny say, "What the petrol at to upon chimu, and our pager." Now I got done. Who sa come market 30 minutes now about. But now one share crop back on betoshi. So they've been bent beyond recognition. 4 of them, the say impact ni see and to throw movie helicopter name. But the other ones
so they would have to look for those people.
Yes, there were some in it too who were bent beyond recognition. So these are definitely issues. I just say so sad. In fact, because for these kind of things to happen, it is very, 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 very painful. Yeah.
Wow. And the assistants now, let's say, are we looking at a new people to take over the offices because
of course, yes, per Ghana law, no ye MP now who are the next thing is we have a by-election to replace you. The same thing for ministerial position. But I'm sure, say, for the ministerial position, the unique thing about it is that we have the deputy. So the burden is going to fall on the deputies to actually do what they were supposed to do. What you say, and that will be so the deputies will take over. But any of them are no more sergeants, MPs, we will have to have a replacement because you can't tell me say Uganda a president and India president. Yes, and Alabama or mining in Adija at that point, which is actually not something okay. So yeah, we will be having a replacement very soon. To say, basically, to replace all of these people. Yeah.
But usually, it takes like how many days for the replacement to be done, and it takes like months, weeks, near day.
Oh, it depends. It's very discretional because. Remember, I'm sure say it can take even months or weeks. Okay, I say during a year Akufo-Addo time, a minister and a fee so Alan Chemantin a fee so what we realized was that our trade minister on my traumatic fees as a training minister. Even my deputy, you can take you over.
It was Ken
Oforiatta was handling 2 positions, and there were some ministers, all of them. So the deputy can hold on to the job for like 6 months or more, a month, or even a week, anytime, till the president will be or replace it. And I'm sure, they wouldn't want to be insensitive. So they would like to hold on, and maybe after a year, then they would like to appoint the deputy as
to be the main.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow. It's quite unfortunate, in Ghana, Yanti Asemude. It's really a Black Wednesday. My son say, all of a sudden, out of the blues, you need that, yenke bin she munya say, kind of saying. Ama yashre enipa enwoche, which is a very sad one. Now, information ebano with regards to this whole Aquinciano. Say president of the land, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Me I mean information Yera Julius Debra de Betum Montenso no. It's coming from his office. Ebi kwa nanke was no bema information. But Sisiano intia bane se plane no a crash no. Na enke was set mampani. A was a plane which I don't understand.
Yeah, so this particular news, is definitely coming from one person also doing to my Akobo NDC for Diano. And according to him, or Pacha said that is what he's picking. So let's just see. So for now, this particular
is alleged.
It's kind of alleged what I say here, because also Pacha said info what.
Okay.
So basically, what is really happening here, according to Nipa or the same way, but Tuja, which definitely is a munima a bungo ideas Pacha say. And you know, share this particular kind of sentiment. Uko social media, there are scores of people who are also saying this is actually true. What you say now, according to their own party, said the person and uncle also offer a friend is saying who was supposed to be on the helicopter. Actually, was a papa. John Dramani Mahama'S. To share a screen, so there are scores of screenshots on the screen. So we're looking at all of them individually. But then, you better share the one very much important to what we are doing right now, which will be in Sema Betuja said the person na Anka who was supposed to be on the plane. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama'S. So you better the one tell American edit to Jan IFE bongo ideas into share has say or say Omanibuama was actually designated to represent President Mahama at Obuasi due to tight schedules. Originally, this was a trip for Mahama. He was supposed to be on the same helicopter, pray for the president. This is not natural.
International say Ochema. Kwine na omanebo amakoye na enye ne kwan.
Enye ne kwan.
Enti ye de ba ya said the kan say enye ni wo.
If this is true.
Na enye ni wo.
I don't know.
Wakoji obi wo afa.
I don't know. But if this is true, then it's very scary.
But sebia na Mahama'S so was anka ebia helicopter na enya akwenhye.
You see, for example, one say helicopter crash, so it evades even the strongest of the world's economies.
Okay.
I say USA plane crash. In fact, baby airplane crash AC power US. Every weekend, and every day be a bit missy. So it be be kama. Now all of a sudden be across all driving car. Ube check oil BBR, but can't be to say so a very serious. So if I know say President Befa and come by your friend is saying check
and come fast plane.
Who knows? It could be. This was a plane which was carrying the defense minister. Listen, the defense minister now here kind of 17. Who ye president if you are? The person who comes is the vice. Who ye vice president if you are? The person who comes Parliament.
Of Parliament.
Yeah, Abang Bagman. And so it falls back to some people. Immediately after those people, one more it falls on them. No, your friend is saying the defense ministry. Because in terms of it, the defense ministry has to, in fact, first, connect the defense minister or opposition, because they can stop coup, they can organize coup, they can control the military. Very serious. So if this is true, say Mahama was actually supposed to be on that same helicopter, it is a very serious thing. What I say, and it is very scary. If this is true, say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was actually supposed to be on that same plane. Then it is very, very, very scary. Now, you know, all of these things are echo so people are eulogizing the minister, especially the Omanebuama forecast. He was a person, he lived his life well, you know, in comments are let's read this particular one on the screens.
Okay, see, way every bones man or see breaking. Ghana's defense minister, Dr. Omani Boama, has generously paid for the entire cost of surgery for 9-year-old.
And this was she dates now. It was
4th August.
4th August.
Enrechia.
Atias. Oh yeah, doye.
Enrechia.
And now, Usha story in Mukrana uti some more krana. The minister was even constantly calling.
This is sad. I'll say 9-year-old Seto, who currently walks to school using a plastic chair. A few years ago, I reported that the defense minister had pledged to cover Seto's surgery cost. Not only did he honor his commitment, but he also maintained regular contact with the boy, calling almost daily to check on his well-being despite his busy schedules. Dr. Omanibuama's kindness and compassion are truly remarkable, as evidenced by his humility, love, and care throughout this process. Despite us not having met, he invited me to his ministry, where he fully paid for Seto's surgery and committed to providing additional support. In my 8 years of charity work, this is the first instance of a sector minister demonstrating such genuine love and concern. Dr. Omani Boama is indeed a unique individual. Seto has now been scheduled for surgery and will soon be able to walk independently again. Please join me in expressing gratitude to Dr. Omani Boama for sharing this post, as his actions have gone above and beyond. God bless you, Honorable Minister. International say, nani 2 days ya, and I bona baso. Ewo ejuma so no anase emmoa wode aboa ba emmoa bia ye chema wedi mfinhia nkron wontimi nante yese age se osusoso plastic chair mu na wode ko school na papa yi atimi etabri sika mu oduo de ama ne se omonye no mufa nkoye surgery emfa ma abofra ne nti sa bre kra de surgery no munya anye but wo ma hyede wo dama abofra no de bekwa koye surgery no na omo chiremu a se de na abre bia no wo frɛ no obisa abofra na se ne ho te sen kosen de na esie ni ade no na efe yiwe kyerɛ sɛ papa no wo ahobrase wo dɔ wo tema de ma nipa ne sɛ.
And these are the little things that we are the beka.
Yes.
Yan